how to get her mother away from her father. But frankly, she's just afraid for him. So the head of the psychiatric department at Princeton begins a correspondence, Columbia, begins a correspondence with Thomas Jefferson Fitzpatrick. And his correspondence indicates that he determines from what Fitzpatrick says that Lillian seems a little bit crazy. And they come within a hair's breadth of committing Lillian. But that doesn't happen. So there is pretty much the whole story. And I figured an hour and a half. Pretty close. If we look at the pictures, it's going to be an hour and a half. And I don't think we need to turn out the lights. We'll just look at the pictures. And then if you have questions, I'll be glad to try and answer them, because I have them. I never remember. And usually there's somebody here who says, well, you forgot to tell them about, or you forgot to mention or something. And so, because my notes are very, very sketchy. If you look at them, you see mostly just numbers. And I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say, if you turn the lights out, they may show up better on the video. This is Thomas Jefferson Fitzpatrick, probably a graduation picture from Kansas. We're not absolutely certain. This is the house in Bethany, and this is the picture that's shown early on, long before Fitzpatrick lived in the house, when it was occupied by a professor at Nebraska University. The main house, and this is the cottage next door. We're looking from the college, we're looking towards the northeast. This is a page from the Cotton College yearbook. I'm going to show the picture, rather rakish picture of Betty. Students never go to Betty. And this is her picture in the same yearbook, where she's noticed as Professor Higley. She got her bachelor's degree, or her master's degree, Master of Fine Letters, at the University of Heidelberg. That's the same university the Lord Cavendish studied at. This is Cotton College, Cotton University. This is the building as I remember it. It was torn down in someplace mid-50s, something like that. It had been empty since the Great Depression. It sat on a hill just east off of Cotton Boulevard. And you can imagine the Boy Scout cabin is right back over here. You can imagine that this held a great fascination for Boy Scouts, despite the fact that our Boy Scout cabin was located on the better part of a half-square block, which was heavily, densely treed. The building on the right was used as a boys' dormitory, and it still stands. This is a picture of a pair sitting on the back steps at Cotton University, probably in the 1913, 1914, 1915 year. It wasn't very too long. This is a picture from one of the books that he published. This is the frontispiece. Every year he took his students to Wyoming to study prairie grasses, and one of his books on prairie grasses is still in print today and considered to be the authority on that particular type of prairie grass. And at this point later in his life, he looks just like everybody's grandfather. This is the picture from the obituary in the Kansas City Star. That's why it's so grainy. I took it out of the newspaper. This is the front porch. And remember, you just saw the house. This is the house as it looked. Now, these pictures that you see here were taken by Edmund Munger for the estate. And they charged the estate $29 and change to take it. And we can see on the front porch here some of the stuff I talked about. There's a stove over here, there's a ladder, and it's obvious you aren't going to get in the front door there. At my grandfather's house, I always said, if anybody had knocked on the front door, you would have had to move furniture. There's nobody over here. This is the backyard. And we're looking across towards the west, and this is in the later collection days. Remember I mentioned there was no heat in the house. That's one of the things I forgot to tell you. When it got very, very cold in the dead of winter, and their fingers got cold, they would go out to the brooder house or the chicken house behind where they had a kerosene space heater. And they would stay out there until they thawed out, and then they'd go back in the house and go back to work again. And that little building was off to the right there, to the north of the house. This is the kitchen. Right here is the stove. And there's the light bulb. And there, of course, you see the piano. Now, one of the things I failed to mention too, well, when they went through the dining room, was as they took the books out, over underneath the former window that was now boarded up was a dining room table, completely engulfed in books. And what they had done was they had put a bridging timber and a bottle jack underneath the whole that, and then just completely covered it over, so it was completely gone. What was holding the house up? The books. Pilasters of books. And so after they cleaned the books out of the house had been torn down. It was gone. There was nothing structured there. The cottage, however, sits on a